Okay, today is Sunday, February 25th. It's 3:30. I started my hike up about 2:30. And you know it's a good workout when you feel the sweat just dripping off your forearms and your shirt is just drenched and it's dripping. So yeah, got a good workout in today. So one of the things I've been thinking about lately, which I acted on, is my truck, which I'm happy with, right? It's a great truck. It looks great. It drives great. There's not a single problem with it. But there is one drawback to having it, and that is that Valencia and Dumaguete has a lot of super tight roads. And when you make a sizable investment in a vehicle, and it's a new vehicle and it's a shiny vehicle, you're super concerned about scratching it, right? You know, and putting dents in it. And just driving it in Valencia or Dumaguete traffic is stressful. So we made the decision to sell our truck and I'm gonna get two different vehicles to make up for it. So our thought process is we get something small, like a Vios or a Hyundai Kona, or I'm trying to think, a Tucson, and that would be Chin's car, right? So she'd have something small that she doesn't have to worry about, maneuvering through these tiny roads. And I was thinking about a multi-cab, which they look super cool, and I like the fact that they're 4x4 and you can put these aggressive tires on them, and you'd like to think that they can go anywhere. But my research shows that they're super problematic because there's no quality control. They're all rebuilt. They're all, if my understanding's right, they come from Japan and they're just reassembled here. And they don't come off of a factory assembly line. Like anyone can reassemble them. Any shade tree mechanic or any shop, anyone can open up a multi-cab outlet. So, and I've heard of the horror stories, and I shared that video on a prior video of mine. So the thought of them's cool, but what I ended up making up my mind is I think I'm gonna get a tuk-tuk, right? There's a couple different manufacturers. Bajaj, if I said that right, makes one. Piaggio makes one, the same company that makes the Vespas. And I think there's another one called like TVS or TMS. And I'm not sure if Russi makes one. But anyway, 3 or 4 manufacturers of those. I like the Piaggios. They're really small. The mileage is going to be unbelievable, the gas mileage. It's super maneuverable. They can turn on a dime. You're covered in the rain. I don't know what else you'd want. That's everything I need. You don't have to worry about scratching it. I mean, the whole investment brand new is $3,000. You can pick them up used as low as $1,000. You can find those, like there's a yellow Bajaj right now on Facebook Marketplace for 50,000 pesos. That's under $1,000. Still looks great. So $1,000 to $3,000. You got your daily commuting taken care of. You can put your family in there, your groceries in there. You can be out in the rain. So that's my thought process, right? And the one advantage that you have with a truck that I'd be forfeiting is the ability to haul something. But then I thought, well, maybe I'll pick up one of these, I can't remember who makes it. It might be a Russi, I'm not sure, but it's a Chariot. And it's like half motorcycle, half multi-cab bed. And it has a truck axle in the back. And these people haul sacks of concrete in these things. And I've seen those used for 40,000 pesos. So you're talking like $800 or something, right? So instead of having all your eggs in one basket now, one vehicle that can break down, one vehicle that you're stressing about, it's cheaper to get, my commuter vehicle, like a Kona or a Tucson, and then my wife has her own and I have my own. I'd have the multi-cab, so we can both be out in the rain doing our own thing, and then I'd have a vehicle for hauling things around, and you could basically do all that for the same price of a moderately new truck. So that's where I'm thinking about going. Okay, another random thought. I know I've talked earlier this week about suggestions for restaurants, and I talked about my favorite restaurant in Valencia and my favorite restaurant in Dumaguete, but what I didn't say is my favorite restaurant on the island so far, because it just happens to not be in Valencia or Dumaguete. So far, mine and Chin's favorite restaurant on the island is in, I think it's Darwin. I think we go, if I remember right, and I don't live out in that area, so I think we go from Dumaguete to Bacong to Darwin. But it's part of Silver Reef Resort. And the name of the restaurant is, oh, I'm drawing a blank now, hold on. Scoot Shack. Yeah. So we've been out there 3 times now, and it's unbelievable. It's a really health-driven menu. They've got like Hungarian mushroom soup. They got a lot of different tofu entries. They've got like acai bowls. They've got today I had like I think it's called like a sun-dried tomato pasta or something like that. It's all delicious. It's hands down my favorite restaurant. I'll drive out. It's probably a 25-minute drive out there from where we are, and I wouldn't mind going out there every day. So yeah, if you're looking for something off the beaten path, maybe you want to drive a ways, look for something different, something new, check out Scoot Shack at Silver Reef Resort in Darwin, and tell them Bobby and Chin sent you. And if you have a suggestion, and I don't mind driving, so it could be out in Darwin, Bacong, I don't care, Tanhai, wherever, let me know. Okay, so here's a thought. If you're watching this vlog, doing research, and you're considering moving to Valencia, one of the things you're thinking about is where are you going to stay? Where are you going to live, right? And my research took me to a place called Marpes. And Marpes is probably a great place to stay if you get the right building. The problem with Marpes is that some of the buildings are really new and some of them are dilapidated, right? So we were unaware of that when we went there, and we ended up, the only thing that was available that they gave us, and they didn't exactly share that information, was that we were staying in an old unit. So we weren't happy, we went shopping, and we found something elsewhere. But we continued to look, right? I continued to look just to see what's out there and maybe to help others. And I've seen quite a few amazing places, but recently what came up on my radar, a friend of mine took me to see, is a community called Park Central. And it's in East Balabag, Valencia, and you can find it using Google Maps. And this community is nothing short of amazing. And it's interesting because it's like heavily fortified. You'd never know what's behind these walls and this big gate. You can't see in at all. But they have rentals back there, and they have some properties for sale. And there's plenty of units still open. But when you walk in, it's a big circle with houses all around it. And in the center is a pool, and then there's a gym, and the gym is all glass. And it's just an amazing looking compound. And every house is different, and these houses are built to very high standards. The quality is excellent. You can walk in, you can look at them, there's the units that are being built, but it's so roomy. You feel like you're in Bel Air, right? These houses have a lot of distance between them. It's very easy to drive around the neighborhood. It's effortless. The streets are very wide. The driveways are very big. And it's just for me, it's the most impressive community I've seen yet. It's exclusively foreigners. It's all expats, right? So I think the prices in there are between 40 and 50,000 pesos a month if you're going to rent. So that's like between 800 and 1,000. They're starting to build a few houses just outside of it. So there's 2 houses there that are in one compound. So if you had 2 families that were wanting to move there, you could move there together or separately. It's an interesting concept. It has a shared pool, but it's like a micro compound. So You may not know that person, or you may. It'd be, if I had a family that I was very close with and I wanted them to move, be my neighbor in the same compound and share a pool, yeah, that's the concept. And I would move there, and that's being built now. But if you're thinking about coming here, reach out to, and that's in your budget, reach out to Park Central and see if there's something available, because it's small, it's super quiet. You won't hear anything there. You won't hear a scooter go by. It's at the end of a road in East Balabog, and there's just no drive-by traffic. There's nothing. You won't know you're in the Philippines. It doesn't look like the Philippines. And that, I don't mean that. You'll think you're somewhere tropical, like, you know, Hawaii or something. But one thing the Philippines has, and you'll notice if you watch this video, is there's a lot of background noise, right? Scooters and roosters and dogs, and that's my point right there. It's the one thing that's hard to escape. But yeah, check it out, Park Central. Check out this view. Is that not amazing?